and I'm going to keep calling those things out. So in the sustainability thing, which is something I've been talking about for the last 15 years, and it's also a very sensitive topic. So sustainability, environmental impact becomes kind of a key issue. Raise the uncomfortable questions about public cloud's environmental footprint. Just because workloads are off your premises doesn't mean the problem disappears. It simply moves. So conversations about digital transformation should always include sustainability. The core thing I pointed out there, that it may be a good sustainable option to move your workloads and data sets into a public cloud provider because they're better at sharing the same sort of hardware. So in other words, they have multi-tenant systems, and therefore they're able to manage multiple tenants on the same hardware stack. And so if you're able to do that, I think you're able to reap some sustainability benefits. The problem is, in many cases, they're moving workloads that are on premises and they consider would be in an unsustainable state, probably not sharing as much, which is good, finding a more shareable infrastructure. But using virtualization, they can accomplish that as well. And then moving it into a public cloud provider and would tout the sustainability of doing that because the public cloud provider, talks about their renewables and, things like that. Well, you kind of look into it, the regions that they're using are not wind and solar powered. They're powered by dirty coal. And so you're actually moving it from a fairly sustainable platform with your on-prem system, certainly your on-prem system running private cloud software, into a public cloud instance where it's less sustainable, more carbon output is moving forward. So pointing this out and your ability to, kind of do carbon output audits, if that's important to you. Some people it's important to you, some people not. And I'm not making a decision here as whether it should be important to you or not. But if it is, you kind of have to look at the decomposition of how the public cloud provider is using power. In many cases, these guys are basically fueling the data center from dirty coal. And so if that's important to you, you need to understand that. Obviously, huge amount of pushback when I got that. It's a big sensitive issue. Lived through it, but it was kind of weird to me that it was, not necessarily politically correct for me to point out the fact that you guys are actually claiming sustainability, but you're not. And I'm going to keep calling those things out.